My problem with that...
Why do I look so good to chat here? What is going on in this picture? I think it's a combination. My hair is a little darker. Probably because of the lighting. I'm wearing a black shirt. Camera is slightly above eye level, I think, here. The framing has me, so it's just here. You don't see like my full body at all. It's just the top part. I think it's probably dark hair is short, plus the framing, plus the black shirt. It's probably the thing that's making this look the way that it does. That'd be my guess. Camera looks from you below. Is it? No, I think it's a camera that's resting right on top of the laptop. And then I'm looking below on the screen, because my eyes are below the camera, so the camera has to be above my eyes, right? Grays are nice. There's like this class of colors. I don't know how to describe it. Between like black. So like just creamy, bluish, blackish, grayish colors. I think match well with a whole bunch of color types. I really like those. Match well, especially in a lot of other things. Oh, Heather is a pattern? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a heathered gray shirts. I don't know. But, did you have the similar haircut when you cut off the blue hair and went on the biggest problem in the universe?
You must have some crazy evidence. Was it dangerous for him? Absolutely. Could it have made him? Absolutely.
Isn't that like what you want?
Holy, I can't believe this is fucking true. But the next sentence, this is like, what the? Now that two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusation.
And it fits. Yeah, it fits with everything else. It was probed, there was a settlement, they were paid out. That's why nobody wants to leak it on either side. Twitch doesn't want to leak it because cinema! I have the logs with me and Doc on this thumb drive.
You better pray that logs don't leak. No one had said anything for years. But then, it all started. Do you know where it started?
And Twitch whispers?
It started in Rust. That's where it started. It's out of my hands. Okay, listen. So, interesting that you bring that up. Knowing firsthand, I'd like to put this out there for both a disclaimer for myself and for Steven. It's that we have no firsthand information of anything, and that this is all.
Wait, why why would you assume that? You don't know what I know. You don't know if I have.
Oh, you were there in the DMs with Doc? You're like, hey, no, type this. They'll really like that one.
I didn't say I was in Doc's DMs. I was in her DMs, and she told me she was also talking to Doc. That's why I stopped talking to her.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I found out she was 14.
Oh, okay. Well, that I don't know that. But anyways, at the end of the day, I think that it's important to note that this story was broken here first. Everyone was a coward to even say something, afraid that they think that the law was going to get brought down on them. But people don't understand the law. Like, really, you can shout from the rooftops, Bill Gates is a pedophile, and nothing's going to happen because Bill Gates is a public person, and I don't know if he is or isn't. And there's such a high standard for that, which really makes it strange to me that so many journalists wouldn't just run with what they had and be like, hey, this is what I've heard, allegedly.
I think the issue is, I think there's more ethics at play. When you're dealing with stories like this, if you get up, then it's going to have less credibility in the future, and there's probably a great deal of interest around like keeping certain people's identities private, and you might have to burn sources or reveal stuff if you're breaking a story like this.
Sure.
So I imagine there's like a whole bunch of other ethical concerns beyond people just being afraid of being sued for defamation or whatever. We might guess.
I can imagine for sure the danger from the former or current Twitch employees not wanting to either lose their job or become unhirable in the future, knowing that they're leaking details of what they did. But let's start at the beginning, if you will. Here's, to me, an interesting part of this. Twitch reading your DMs. Now, I don't know how I necessarily feel about that. One, because I've never used Twitch DMs because it was a fucking garbage product from day one. But also leading into that, why would Doc use Twitch DMs to talk with anyone, ever? Minor or not. It was just such a garbage product. They had Discord back then. There's no excuse for this.
I hate the fucking... Oh...
Go ahead.
Actually, I don't.
What do they call this? They call it sweeping. They call it sweeping.
Yeah, keep going.
They call it sweeping. Anyways,
there is a world where it wasn't that bad or something, because we don't actually know what the DMs were. Although I will say, based on the way that the doc is treading around this topic publicly, probably not good for him. There is a world where he's like, where he makes like an inappropriate comment as like a oh fuck you, suck my dick or something, and it was just that, because that's what he makes it sound like in his tweets.
He does make it sound that way.
Although highly unlikely. Number one, and number two, even why would you, if you know it's a minor, why would you be talking to them in the first place through DMs like that, and then why would you be engaging in that? Like, you think you'd be aware of like that type of humor? Like, I would make that joke to like a 16-17-year-old girl, like, oh well, you suck my LOL, like that would be fucking retarded. So
no, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say one thing. I will say though is, like, initially I usually just don't get shit like this so much, but man, his DMs, or not his DMs, his tweets and his statements make him look so much
You
guiltier.
are Doc's PR team? Who are they? I want to know who they are so that no one ever hires them. I need a board of the worst people ever to never hire. And these guys, Doc's PR team, they're going to be right next to the people that have been in charge of Skype for the last 10 years.
I feel like his tweets were the equivalent of like if O.J. Simpson had like a Twitter account during the trial, and he tweets out like an exact breakdown of what he went out to eat at Applebee's, and then saying like, and then I went home, and after an hour or two I went to sleep. Like, in the time when he was like, the way that he tweets and says so much and like nibbles around the edges of what he was actually accused of.
The edits too.
Oh my god, the edits! Well, let me put minor in and out. Let me take minor and put it in and out of here. Jesus.
Okay, so there's so many pieces of this that I'm excited to get into. The first one is there is a clan, if you will, not with a K, but with a C. Just a clan of people that are Doc friends, if you will. Friends of the family. People that he plays games.
Tim, the tap ins and all that.
All those people, the COD people.
You might even call them a star system, and you might all call these other people maybe Doc orbiters, maybe.
Well, I don't know. It depends. I don't know who orbits who in that relationship.
I'm pretty sure all of them would be orbiting the Doc. I'm pretty sure the Doc is larger than all of those streamers. Is my understanding.
So here's the issue, and I caution all of the orbiters of Doc out there right now. There's a lot of pressure on you to make a statement. There is, and as an orbiter, you're in a tough spot. Okay. The thing is, you don't know what you're signing on for right now. It's rough. What would I say? What would I say if this was about you? I'd say, pretty tough shit what I've heard so far. I'm withholding judgment until I know more, but this is not the guy that I know. And if this is true, this is a huge breach of my trust. Anything aside from that, you can't. Because if they're like, this is the liberal media coming out to get Doc, and then the DMs leak, and it's like, yeah, let me see your 14-year-old state. It's like, yeah, you supported this guy wholeheartedly. So to me, I think that these guys can't say anything at all. They can't come out and say anything. Or they risk a lot. They risk a tremendous amount. It's going to be their friend.
Wait, what happened?
With what?
Dan, you're retarded.
What?
People are saying clip. Did you just say something?
Oh, I mean, they want to clip it out of context, right?
Oh.
Where I'm saying, like, well, let me see the thing. Got it?
I got it. Yeah, I understand now.
Okay.
I would
You're
never understand,
slow.
because chat would never be that bad faith to imply they would clip you in something so ludicrous.
that would never happen, ever.
Okay.
But anyways, Yeah, I think it's dangerous to even show a little just because of how bad Doc has handled this situation right now makes me think it's 100 times worse than what I thought it could have been before, right?
No, I agree. That's why I say when somebody is saying something. I guess I feel stupid to even say this, but I guess pro tip: if you're ever doing PR for anything ever in your life, especially if you're a large figure, if anybody is ever leading, if anybody makes an accusation of you and somebody's response, their defense leads with, "Just so you know, nothing that happened was illegal." Whoa! That's probably one of the worst opening defense lines ever. So I heard that you did X, Y, Z. Well, just so you know, I'm not in jail, am I? Like, Jesus Christ.
It's literally this scene right here.
We gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no better way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about it.
Okay, basically this video needs to literally have Doc's face superimposed over Danny DeVito, and I think that would be pretty much perfect at that point. Okay, that's the danger right now for the orbiters of Doc to come out and wholeheartedly support him. The issue, I think, is going to be if the DMs do get leaked, which seems likely at this point.
You really, if they had nothing about this has leaked for this long, you really think somebody's holding on?
I think
to
everyone
the
has been
DMs?
so scared of litigation from Doc and from Twitch, maybe, that no one said anything up until this point. And now that it's out there and news people are writing about it, there's safety in numbers, and I think some people are going to start releasing things anonymously.
Well, okay, this has been a thing that people have always talked about. Everybody in the streamer world always says this, like, oh, I don't want to get sued. Oh, I'm blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
Has anybody in the history of all of YouTube and streaming ever been sued for, like, a false accusation or an accusation or leaking something? I feel like this has never happened ever. I don't believe people when they say this. They're like, oh, I don't want to get sued. Or people are just retarded. Has anybody ever been sued ever? One time, ever?
I think the issue, I don't know. First off, I'm sure, yes, someone has been sued for something.
I don't think so. I don't think it's ever happened. Ever. Not a single time in all of streamerdom has somebody been sued for making like Martin Shkreli, like threatened to sue people. That's the only reason I started talking about his show. I was like, oh, actually, I think Martin Shkreli did scam everybody because he was like messaging people saying he was going to sue them, and he didn't sue me. The people are talking about this dog shit. You leaked the thing. Now everybody's talking about nobody's getting sued. Like who's ever been sued for like any comment or anything ever made like this ever? Has it ever happened?
I'd like to, I guess, explain actual malice. My understanding, it could be wrong. All right. So here's a difference of what you can say when you're a public person. So let's talk about Bill Gates, if we will.
Talk about him. Go.
So saying like Bill Gates is a serial killer is okay, because I don't know if he is or isn't. I do not have firsthand knowledge to know that. I'm saying something and I don't know that it's false. It's probably false, but no, stop. Hold on. You're wrong, because I don't know that he's not a serial killer. Now, do you know what actual malice is? Actual malice was yesterday when I was hanging out with Steven. I saw him on his phone, and when he was on his phone, he was looking at how to kill people, at guides. That's actual malice, because I've said something now that is a lie, that I know to be a lie, that there is no fallback. That to me is the definition of actual malice.
I'm pretty sure that there are levels of recklessness that you can get in that are
for public people.
I'm pretty sure
Bill
there are
Gates is
levels.
a file. Bill Gates is a file. Bill Gates is a file.
One is I don't know if it's even big enough for him to even care about this.
Okay,
but also
it's smaller.
I think secondly, I think if you actual malice just means that you are it means that you're making statements like knowing that it's false with the intent to defame somebody or whatever. But I don't think you have to
know that it's false.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's like if it came to some kind of like civil litigation and some sort of discovery process open up, somebody could probably ascertain where it's like this guy's literally saying this with absolutely no foundation whatsoever. He didn't hear it from another party.
No, that's where you're wrong. That's applies
okay.
to private
Never
people.
mind. So
To
you can
private
actually
people.
defame an infinite number of people and say an infinite number of things. Okay, gotcha.
No,
Okay.
for private people, it's very different. For public people, I can defame you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I can defame you as a public person.
Okay.
Unless I know that what I'm saying is false.
That standard is literally impossible to meet.
That's not true. It's a very harsh standard. So, for instance, how can you prove it? A great example of that is when I was in the studio with Steven yesterday, okay, he punched a hole in the wall, and he scared me. You can prove that, first off, that I know that didn't happen, that I wasn't there on that day, and that you didn't do that. That is the type of thing that you can prove. It's actual malice. I actually know that didn't happen, and I'm actually lying about it, as opposed to saying, I heard that Steven yesterday was fucking dogs all day at his apartment.
How did they get Alex Jones then on the Sandy Hook thing? Maybe he actually believed that the Sandy Hook thing was fake.
I think that he had actual knowledge of
He had
people.
first-hand knowledge. He was at the school witnessing the shooting.
They must have.
Just go ahead. Don't worry about my
Don't be doing that.
I'm not doing anything right now. I didn't cough.
I think that he.
What? Sorry. Go ahead.
I think. Okay. My understanding is that the.
Hey, wait. You see how triggered you just got here? Hold this L, Chief.
That doesn't count as an L holder.
I understand what you're saying in principle, okay?
I think that they got Alex Jones probably because any reasonable person would know that this is not true.
That's, yeah.
But any reasonable person would not know that Bill Gates isn't a pedophile. He did hang out with Epstein. That's possible. That's a reasonable thing for me to assume that could be the case. He's on the flight logs. I could make that case. True or false?
With that, you could, yes, but you have a little thing there. I don't think you can just make whatever accusation you want whatsoever, as long as it's a public person, it's fine. There's probably like some level of reasonableness. Now, it could be as stupid as like, well, you thought you read it on an internet website, or you saw a blog or a tweet about it, and you're like, oh, well, fuck it, now I'm gonna say this or whatever, and that might save you. But I'm pretty sure there is some level, like if I were to come out and I were to say like, I think that in 2014, Alex Jones was engaged in like demonic, satanic, like serial child, and he absolutely seems the kind of guy that was. I'm like, yeah, I bet he did that. I know he did that.
I think you could
I don't think
survive
you can get
that.
away with things that are like that fucking insane.
I think you could survive with that.
Okay. We should have like defamation Tuesdays or something.
You know,
and we
we need a lawyer.
We should try to say the craziest things possible until somebody serves us paperwork, and then we go to civil court and test it out.
Well, you want to start right now with Doc to see how wild we can get, I guess? Okay, so first of all...
No, hold on.
Okay.
I don't want to do this on my show right now. We can do this on your stream later.
This is our stream. Okay. We were talking about the orbiters of Doc. Very risky to say anything until DMs get leaked or sent out. Now, here's one thing you know for sure. You ready for this, Steve? Doc has a copy of those DMs. I know that much. That he definitely, in that legal case, and first off, I already know, I can already smell how this legal case went. Doc got banned from Twitch. Okay, why? Because, first off, let me take a step back. Allegedly, let me just go ahead and
Why are we doing the allegedly now? I thought we could say literally whatever the fuck we wanted to say.
I'm just being careful, trying to prepare and protect the nest egg. Anyways, allegedly, okay, Twitch can read DMs, okay? And if Twitch can read DMs, that's interesting. That's something that Twitch may not have wanted to have be out in the public at that moment in time. So my thinking is that Twitch is reading your DMs and they see, maybe they don't like Doc, or for whatever reason, or maybe there's a keyword that comes up, but they see in Doc's DMs, something's coming up, and they don't like what they see when they're reading through it, and they escalate it to a superior. The superior says, this is omega f***ed up, whatever this is, allegedly. Doc is allegedly going to be meeting up with, allegedly, a minor, or allegedly, coming up here at TwitchCon. We gotta do something. We gotta ban this guy. We can't have this allegedly happen, this event. So as a result of that, they ban him. Now, Doc thinks he has a case because he's like, hey, listen, I didn't f*** anyone. Why the f*** are you banning me? You can't do that. I haven't done anything against your terms of service to actually be worthy of ban. Like, you're banning me for what? Thought crimes? No, I'll wait until you're done.
You're slouching so much, so now I have to do this. No, don't do now.
I'm gonna go back from slouching to not slouching. I slouch and then not slouch.
Go ahead. That's good.
I
Slouch all you want. Go. There you go. Now you're in frame. Okay? Are you happy? Go ahead.
I slouch and not slouch. Okay.
Slouch.
Okay.
Okay, so they were like, yeah, go ahead.
You made me lose my train of thought. So anyways, okay.
Doc messages Twitch. They're like, what's going on? Yep.
Yeah, no, okay, so basically, Twitch bans Doc. You know, I think that's what they're doing. They're like, okay, we can't...
Wait, you really think this happened with no communication? They absolutely communicated ahead of time they were going to ban him. There was absolutely...
So here's
never mind.
Here's the
You give your whole take on it.
Here's the interesting part. Now, you have to also take Doc on this. Doc says, remember, multiple times, I have no idea why I got banned. Twitch has said nothing to me. Do you remember that coming up?
That was his public statement, yes.
Doc says, I have no idea. This is... You know, I'm starting to think he's not a real doctor either. Okay, that one didn't land as good as I thought.
He might not be a real doctor, but there is a reason why they call me motherfucker.
Okay, anyways.
That way. Okay. We're not gonna...
I don't know.
Yeah, let's watch a video. You brought up the video
I'm looking
thing,
to try.
so...
The problem is it's all fucked up with recent shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, on Google, let me help you. There's a thing that you can do. Yeah,
Before.
you add before, and then you put a colon.
23.
Yep. Okay, yep.
Okay.
Welcome to Browsing with Dan. No, go ahead.
Shh, I'll fucking murder you. Okay, listen. Doc did say, I have no idea why I got banned. That was his statement. The question is, was he lying? I think...
He said he was. He's probably not a doctor, right? Maybe a pediatrician?
Definitely not a doctor. He was, to me, he knew why he got banned pretty quickly. I would assume. Allegedly. Absolutely. And, what else? So, the situation that we have now is a sticky one. Twitch has banned Doc because they haven't dead to rights. He's allegedly messaging a minor via the Twitch DMs product and trying to meet up or something along those lines. And they're like, okay, we gotta get this guy off. So they do it. And it's a bad look for Twitch to be like, hey, our superstar that we've been promoting, like Pokemon levels, was trying to meet up with a minor, so we're just gonna say nothing. Doc is like trying to think, okay, how do I spin the fact that I got fucking permanently banned? I'm just gonna say I have no idea, that's weird, haha, and go from there. But at the end of the day, it was the perfect storm of Twitch not wanting it to leak and Doc not wanting it to leak.
Yeah, of course, yeah. This is like, it doesn't serve either party.
That's why it didn't get out, is because it looks bad for Twitch. Why? One, it looks bad for Twitch because they're reading your DMs. That's not something that any company wants to kind of go out there and say.
Isn't that? I think that's pretty standard. Like,
yeah,
I think
but
even
to say it.
Sure, but like I think even Google like has literally access to your actual emails.
They have access, but I don't think you assume that there's some dude who's reading your
You might not
emails.
assume it, but
You assume that there's someone that's not someone, that there's like a program that's scanning your emails, looking for CCM content or illegal content and things along those lines and doing it. I think that's fair to assume. What's not fair to assume is that some dipshit Googler who hangs out in ComSci is reading my emails, trying to determine something bad or good.
people were saying that the girl actually ended up reporting it though to Twitch. So like the DMs happened in 2017, it got reported, and then for whatever reason Twitch took action in 2020.
I don't know. That's what people say in your chat, and I have no bearing to that.
Well, you don't think that was released in the articles? You think people in my chat are just randomly saying that and not referring to stuff that's already been published on mainstream media websites?
I didn't hear that in Outpost, so I don't know how much I can trust that. I've heard other things. Outpost is in Rust, so I didn't hear that in Rust. I did hear some other stuff in Rust. I heard that there was some threats that went on not to release certain things to the person, but I don't know if that was true or not, and that was a mitigating factor. Regardless, here's what I know for sure. If there was a lawsuit, okay, the DMs would have been a part of that. So I know the doc has...
There's probably, to be clear, real quick, there's probably no lawsuit at all. I don't think any legal shit has ever been like litigated in court.
I thought there was... First off, when you say lawsuit, there was legal... Okay, lawsuit, I don't know. But I do know that there was certainly legal letters sent between Doc and Twitch, and there was a settlement as a result. And a settlement typically actually does happen between a court.
My guess is going to be is that there absolutely wasn't a lawsuit. That'd be my guess.
Wait, no.
Although people
if he says there was a settlement, that necessarily involves sports, is it not?
My guess is going to be that when he says settlement, what he means was he was probably contracted by Twitch for some period where he was guaranteed some amount of like base cash plus incentive or whatever. And because they wanted to ban him, which also means probably terminating his contract. Well, Doc is probably thinking like, well, hold the fuck on. You're going to terminate my like bullshit. Like we need to figure out a way to either make me right or to do essentially to sell this.
It was very much a cat and mouse game, I think, between Twitch and Doc at that point, where it's like.
Yeah, it's like, well, who they're guessing, well, okay, well, do you want to make this public or not? So my guess is when he says there was a settlement, he just means that, like, they paid me out for, like, the rest of my contract, basically, yeah.
Yeah. How much would you bet that Doc has a copy of the DMs as a result of all this?
I don't know how that matters for anything.
Well, I'm just saying, hold on. Just answer the question. Do you think Doc has a copy of the DMs as a result of his back and forth legal shenanigans with Twitch?
If I had to guess, my guess would be yes, because my guess is the way that this would play out. My guess would be is that somebody really high up at Twitch, this either would have been handled insanely formally or insanely informally. I don't know which. Because it would have either been like, Doc literally gets an email from legal@twitch.tv, like I got for my Rittenhouse stuff, saying, hey, just letting you know, we're going to be terminating your contract. It's been fun.
See you when I see you.
Yeah. Or because Doc obviously has like relationships and everything with Twitch, it might have been that like the people at Twitch or the one or two like main points of contact at Twitch that negotiated with his either team or him reach out and said like, hey, listen, we've had this thing come up that we saw. We need to figure out like a way out of this because we obviously aren't comfortable going forward with you, and we know that we promised you whatever contract, and we need to figure out a way to make this okay for both of us so that we can like both walk away from this. That would be my guess for how those communications started. So in the process of that, because you probably have 7 or 8-figure contracts involved, maybe, especially when this was happening. This is when Twitch was signing 7-figure contracts with tons of streamers, like Socialists like Hassan. You have these huge contracts going out. My guess is going to be is that Guy, that's what I call him, because we're best friends. Dr.
Your best
Disrespect,
friend?
yeah, we have a lot of similar hobbies. My guess is going to be that Dr. Disrespect probably contacted his legal team. They probably wanted to know how bad things were, like what the liability or exposure was. So in the process of going back and forth with Twitch, they might have requested like, oh, well, what DMs exactly are you talking about? And maybe Twitch shipped those over. So if he has that, my guess is it would be through a process like this. That'd be my guess.
If I had to guess, I would say it's 95% odds that he has a copy of the DMs. So I would say to the Doc, release the DMs, unless they're a lot worse than you're making them out to be, because they sound pretty fucking bad. I'm pretty sure you have a copy of them. If I had to guess, you probably don't want them released. You can. You know what? Here's the deal. It can either help you or hurt you. And they haven't been released. So that makes everyone think that they don't help you very much.
My guess is going to be, when it comes to DMs like this, they literally can either hurt you or really hurt you. I don't think there's any DM. Because let's say it was just him being minorly flirty, it still hurts him more than not to not release him.
I don't agree with that. I think it can be, it could be not to that level. It could literally be, as you said, like, hey, stop messaging me, or I don't know. You know?
Here's what I think we can probably assess. It probably was. Here is what people in chat are saying this. This is what I think. Okay, I think that he didn't. I don't think he took Twitch to court and made a huge public stink about fighting to be back on Twitch or fighting for his contract. I don't think he made a huge stink about that. If he genuinely felt like he was super in the right, I feel like he would have publicized that way more, rather than just like, yeah, you know, I got banned and I don't know what it was for. But I don't think we did anything wrong. But we're just going to stream on YouTube now. That makes me think that he knows whatever was bad enough that if it was a huge public ordeal, he would end up looking really bad. That's my guess.
I mean, I think it has to be as bad as we're assuming, based on the fact that he's saying, all right, gamers, time to ride off into the sunset. Like, did you see that shit where he said that? Like, he got fired from his own game studio. He's doing streams where he's basically saying, hey, I think that's it. It's time to hang up the spurs and call it a day. I think
it's too much money for it. Like, look at how much I've bitched and cried about being banned off Twitch. Like, I'm irritated about it. He's literally, he must have been signed, like, just lump sums of cash, like, high seven figures. Not like when guys are like, oh, I make six figures, and when they say that, what they always mean is 104,000 a year. I mean seven-figure contracts, like probably like 5 million plus,
Yeah.
if not like eight-figure contracts. Remember, Twitch is signing huge contracts now. He's exploding. Battle royales are like the most popular game type. There are major companies that are trying to work with him and shit. He's got a whole right. He walked away from that and made less noise than I did, than Mitch Jones did getting banned off Twitch.
True.
Not only did he walk away without making that much noise about it, truly he didn't. Nobody else signed him afterwards either on some huge exclusive thing.
Yeah,
So
I
it
wonder
seems
if
like
you think YouTube got him for free?
did they get him for free? Yeah, I don't think they paid a deal. I don't even know if YouTube did deals with anybody, or they might have done a few at one point in time. But I think YouTube probably got it for free. Yeah,
There was some sites back then that were doing stuff. Remember, like caffeine and things like that. And someone was like, "Oh, hey, did you hear this person got $30,000 to stream a month?" And I was like, "Who?" Literally, there's caffeine and a few other ones. But yeah, that whole thing died down. Right now, it's really pretty much just.
Oh, people are saying right now that he used to mauled at YouTube for signing so many other people but not giving him anything. I know that I think Ludwig and Lily got deals, but there was a very small period of time, I think, where YouTube was actually doing it. I remember when Mixer existed. Was that Microsoft?
Oh, Mixer, yeah, Microsoft.
Ah, good old Mixer. Wait. Do you remember what the original meme competitor was? The first big competitor to Justin TV? There was. Okay, wait. Second one after Only.
Give me a second. Let me think.
They had the big meme was they use, I think it was like UTP instead of like HTTP or whatever, or instead of like that was the huge
I know what you're
meme.
talking about. I forget what's the name of it. What?
Or instead of TCP, it was Hitbox. Remember that?
Right. But that site never went anywhere. That was like DOA.
I think they were signing Koreans. That was back when StarCraft, I think, was still the big game before League took over, I think. They were signing like a few Koreans or whatever, but yeah, never took over.
That was fucking DOA. So, okay, on the doc stuff, we got clips and shit. We should start going through it. Wow. Okay, so first off, let's just start at the beginning, if we will. Okay. This is where it all started. Actually, that's not true. It all started on this show 2 months prior.
Yeah.
This guy is a fucking writer. He just was a little bit more aggressive. We said it here. We just casually mentioned that we heard it in Rust. I said we, but it was really me.
Also, we should 150% this. Make this so much negative space here. Yeah, well, that's
Why don't you
excessive.
read what this guy said and read it as if you're saying it. So imagine, I want you to just be like, say it like you're saying it. Hey, Steve, why did Doc get banned?
Well, he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read it in plain text. Case closed, gang.
God damn, I can't believe you said that. That's wild. You must have some crazy evidence. What are your former position? Oh, you're the former head of partnership for Twitch? That sounds like you
Why do I
might.
feel like I know this guy's name? This guy?
Probably because this is the guy that banned you. All right, Slasher.
Wait, but also, can we just say real quick?
What?
This guy was like promising to leak this before to sell tickets
That
for
is
his
true.
being banned.
Yeah, this guy. But that is the type of shit I would do too if I knew.
You would? Oh,
Fuck hell. First off, I would tell everyone I knew. First off, I think everyone I play Rust with knew this years ago.
good one. Okay.
Unironically. But if I knew this, I would be telling everyone and be like, hey, you want to give me 50% off that latte? I'll tell you what the doc got me. Like, yeah, all right. Okay. Like, he's a scumbag, though, probably, for doing it like this.
You're playing with fire when you do this stuff.
What do you mean?
Like, imagine you're going around secretly telling people this, and then it comes out that, like, the doc ends up, like, being, like, a 14-year-old, and everybody's like, wait a second, this guy was talking about it behind the scenes forever. And you're like, ooh, shit.
Yeah,
Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have said that's not going to say
So
you're playing
me
with
and
fire.
you, we don't know anything except what's been told to us, either in Rust or otherwise, right? That's all we know. But this motherfucker, he knows directly. So hey, good job, bro. Evoli, who knew that this happened, but I guess protected a supposed
Ibeba file.
pedophile. A pedophile.
They call them Bibbos. We call them Bebos.
Anyway, Slasher responds to this. Said, I didn't lie. This is the very beginning, so everyone's being very like couscous. That's what we like.
Oh, I had that in Israel.
Yeah.
It was okay.
They're just being very. They're not saying Dr. Disrespect or replying to tweets. They're just putting it out there so it can be interpreted any way you want. I didn't lie. About what? What didn't you lie about, Rod? Okay. In reference to a 3-year-old tweet, I want to get to the one. Look, sorry, to this. This is the way he's saying he didn't lie about. Look, for several hours now, I've been told incredible sources the reason that Doc has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I've refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. So this was basically, people are like, this is what happened, but I am not putting my fucking name on this.
True. And can I say personally, feel bad for Rod because
you got
a slasher.
Slasher for us who aren't personal friends.
For Rod, you know. When I chatted with him a few times, the story fucked him over pretty hard.
Yeah,
he got really
fucked
fucked in the industry and had a lot of trouble like doing shit afterwards because of the tweets and everything else.
I think he should have ran with it anyways. I think that he was probably concerned, like, hey, I might get sued, but he probably doesn't have that much to lose anyways.
I had no idea. Even when he told me, I don't know, why the fuck would you not publish it? I wanted to publish it after he told me. I was like,
Here's the thing, if I think about it. Was it dangerous for him? Absolutely. Could it have made him? Absolutely.
isn't that like what you want?
Yeah, that you want to publish that WikiLeaks story about that, and it's like, holy shit, this guy is publishing this with no fucking sources. Holy, I can't believe this is fucking true.
This is
It puts you on the. It makes you your Glenn.
Yeah,
Greenwald.
you're like a dude. This
You're
is a
a dude.
huge pivot. Did you ever follow my Omaha canvassing stuff?
Yeah.
When the news things blew up, and this is my mind, I guess, being an internet sociopath, when all the articles started to get written about me that were indicting basically Mark for working with me,
Yeah.
and I started to hear this, my first thought was, this is fucking awesome. You finally are getting you're getting a ton of coverage, like on shows.
Yeah.
When people are like asking for comment, you should be going on these shows, like disavowing my past, and then talking about your stuff, right? Like, oh, like I don't work, blah, blah, blah. I do this. It's like, oh, this is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
And then I saw him crumble. I was like, oh shit, these are like real humans that can deal with this. But I would think, yeah, like you're saying the same for Rod. It's like, bro, like go public with that. Like even if you're somewhat infamous, you're a journalist. You're supposed to be somewhat infamous. Like you're a journalist.
And the protection for journalists are astronomical. Like even if you just heard it from a Twitch employee, they can't force you to reveal your sources. It's a literal law. I think it was, for Rod's sake, probably looking back, it was probably the biggest mistake of his career, because now, instead of being
the guy that broke it, he's like the
he's
meme
like
about
the pink pussy that didn't, and now he had to take years off and all this other type of stuff, and it's a rough situation. I feel bad for him because he had it, and he was,
You know what?
the esports journalist at the time.
Yeah, keep going. I wonder if he would call in.
Is he available right now? I'd love to talk with him.
Well, he talked to me yesterday about calling in, but I didn't have time, and he said maybe I could today.
We should have him add the Discord account we have here. Let us see. Why not? Here on anything else? Let me pour myself a little bit more of a drink here in the meantime. On the ground reporting, live. You know, just to be clear, we're firmly in the camp of him. We're his fans. We think that he did himself nasty. There is some way out of it, though, for him.
Oh, he said tomorrow. Fuck.
Tomorrow? But the show is live right now. In front of 10,000 people. You gotta tell him that. Be like, hey, we're live right now.
Do we even have? I feel like we have like 3,000 viewers.
We have 10,000.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm like a big streamer.
I'm a big streamer, okay?
Do you want to chat about?
No pressure.
I don't even know if you watch it right now.
No pressure.
Okay, fuck it, never mind. I love you, Rod, if you're listening. If you're not, I don't know. He just saw me type and delete like 3 messages, so he probably thinks it's some really weird shit.
Okay, yeah. So Rod, he himself, because this was his Glenn Greenwald moment. But it's scary. It's when you're there and all the eyes are on you, and it's like, holy shit, and you're only thinking of the negatives. Sometimes that's really the make or break moment.
It's also negative too, because like imagine if you end up like leaking it, or you publish it the wrong way, or you are wrong on something. Now you've put so many targets in your back, and you have like
It's
easy looking
dangerous.
retrospectively, like, oh well, now that we know everything that's being leaked and it's true, like, oh, we should know this. But yeah, when you're in the hot seat, it's like nobody else is talking about this. You're about to get more attention on you than you have for any story in your entire life.
There is probably a fear. What about if these guys are lying to me?
Sure. Well, probably not, but
I don't think so either. He's like, I know this person works for Twitch. I know this person just
I don't
told
think-
me this.
I don't.
I think he knew damn well what the case was, but no one would go on the record. And he was like,
Yeah.
right? Because that's the only explanation. He knows, hey, I'm absolutely talking to the head of partnerships at Twitch right now.
There's a chance that for the stuff that he was looking at, he wasn't even talking to those people. Maybe.
Really? Or maybe he was talking directly to people involved. That's possible as well. So he may have had the most absolute knowledge, but simply the fact that nobody would go on the record stopped them from doing it. So yeah, it's a big...
Oh yeah, that too, because if you do want to report on it and nobody does want to go on a record, you're super hung out to dry, yeah.
You are...
That's why you need to do the Destiny strategy. We just start secretly recording people. Boom.
Yeah.
Easy. Now everybody's on the record. When
Yes.
you're talking to me, guys, you're always on the record. All
True.
of you are at all points in time. Okay.
I think he should have done it. I think he was already... I think he had journalistic protections at that point in time.
True, but keep in mind, like, it's not really that relevant.
That would have made him.
Well, maybe, yeah, but for a lot of the stuff, people always think about in terms of, like, the legal shit, but it's not actually, like, what are you legally going to be in trouble for, or, you know, are you going to get sued or whatever? It could just be, like, reputational. Like, he might have been legally
If he was
safe.
wrong,
Yeah.
but he knew he wasn't wrong, though.
Well, I mean, you never know 100%, right?
Yeah, but you
actually,
can't-
and it doesn't even matter if you know you're right or wrong. It's what you can prove. So even if he knows he's right, but he can't get enough of the story out there, people don't believe him. You're still, even if legally you're not, your reputationally you're super.
Okay. Well, all right. So, XQC X, who's in Miami, by the way, hasn't come on this show. Too busy hanging out with Aiden Ross. I get it. It's fine. He had something to say about this. What do you think he had to say?
Something 10K. I'm not gonna.
Go to the very beginning. We missed 2 seconds.
Sorry.
Bunch of shit. I'm not saying shit. Chat.
Chat.
Some documents. Something 10K. I'm not gonna. I know a bit of information. Cannot a bunch of shit. Okay? I'm not saying shit. But just one thing. Some documents. Something tangible. Was like communicated like today to a bunch of people, to some people, and it'll probably come out super soon, and it'll probably get released.
XQC has this amazing ability of saying so much, and I don't know what he said. It's part of the French Canadian stuff, but also, if I was him. Who are you typing to right there? That
Hold on,
DGG type?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, wow. Wow, X, a document will come out soon. That's good to know. Thank you. Oh man, there's so much more stuff to go. This is the doc episode. Okay. All right.
How much stuff can there even?
There's so much.
What is the hot take we can give? Okay.
No, we gotta keep going. DJ Wheat chimes in.
Respect for texting a
He
minor.
he went like this too. He did this. Can you see this? It's like the Hitler thing, but not because you have a fist. It's power instead.
He didn't even do that.
He did. Who's you responding to here?
Scroll up. That's pretty
I
important.
can't scroll.
Oh, because you're not signed in on Twitter on this f***ing computer.
Oh, we have to get a Twitter account. I'm sure he was responding to someone. Another ex-employee. Who's this guy? So glad it's finally out there. Wow, Zach Diaz. If you knew
Why
that this
say
guy was...
anything? It's so cringe.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
oh my
hey,
god.
Zach, if you knew there was a predator out there and you didn't do anything, wow, so based of you. Advisor, TK Network.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't remember who I was saying that.
We were trying to get on OTK.
Oh, right.
We were going to join their network. Now you
Sorry, I am interested in joining. What's it stand for?
You don't even know?
1CK. Skip. Idiot.
You failed. It's not 1
Really? What is it?
Your mom.
Okay. Dan's clip from anything else goes viral. You were so fucking wasted on this episode. It was great. I told Richard Lewis, okay, I don't know if we're gonna make this happen. I said, listen, how do you feel about coming back once a month? And he said, Dan, I don't think you're gonna make money doing that. And I said, the ROI, how about just coming back once a month? And he said, I'll think about it. I'm kind of lying and paraphrasing a little bit here, but I did.
I'm sure he's thinking about it.
But I did say it would be, we would pay for his stuff and he would get paid in exposure. That's getting paid twice. That's a good deal. He was a funny guy. I'd like to have him here once a month.
He is a funny guy.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But I lost the teeth in the hat. You
That's
notice?
okay.
I think it's better without it.
Absolutely.
I agree. We got 10,000 likes on this. No big deal. That's a lot of people that saw you, boy.
2.1 million views.
That's like John Zerkis used to say, getting 100,000 views overnight.
True. Yeah.
Overnight. Okay.
How's he doing, by the way? We're speaking of minors.
One subject at a time. Okay, Doc responds and says, oh my god, we're getting into it.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement. First off, let's pause. Pause. We put up our paw. Okay, pause. There's probably a non-disclosure agreement. But what would that non-disclosure be? From Twitch's side, you think? An NDA on Twitch's side is going to be like, you can't talk about the fact that we read DMs.
I mean, the NDA is going to be mutual, whatever it is. Whatever they're like, there's going to be like some back and forth. It's not going to be like, oh, you can't talk about anything, but we can talk about whatever we want, right?
No, it is going to be a mutual NDA, but there's going to be certain subjects that both people are going to mention that they don't want to talk. Doc's going to be like, hey, listen, you better not say shit about why I got banned. And in turn, I'll say that you guys weren't reading fucking people's DMs. That's basically what you're looking for.
There's no way in an NDA they have it baked in to lie about something.
That's not lying. That's do not discuss this matter. In exchange for Twitch not coming out there and being like, hey, Doc's a fucking, what's the word for it?
I think they call them e-bibs. E-bibs.
Okay, Doc's not an e-bib. In exchange for that, Doc will come out and say, Twitch is reading all of your shit, not very poggers. Okay, and that was it. Okay, now Doc's saying I didn't do anything wrong. May be true. He made wrong is probably being used here in a legal sense versus a moral sense.
Obviously, yeah.
There's a lot of heavy lifting there. I would say release the DMs, and we can be the judge of if you did something wrong or not. You have a copy of them, Doc. We know you do. So anyways, so here he is just saying nothing illegal happened. That doesn't matter. Like, on To Catch a Predator, you don't go to jail until you show up at the house, you know? But you were still asking that 13-year-old about their butthole. So
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I mean, that's true, but that part may not be illegal. It's the showing up part that gets you in jail. This is the beginning of the end for Mr. Beam. Ooh. So apparently this is a gaming studio or something that
was founded by Dr. Disrespect?
Founded by this guy that only,
gaming, yeah.
that only exists because of this motherfucker. Otherwise it would be nothing. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Bean, also known as Dr. Disrespect. They separated the doctor and the disrespect here. It's interesting.
Stylized incorrectly.
I'm gonna write that down in my notebook. There's something to be learned about that. Anyways, we assumed his innocence and began speaking with the parties involved. And in order to maintain our principles and standards of the studio and individuals, we needed to act. Okay, fine. But the next sentence, this is like, what the f? For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with him immediately. So you went out, you talked with the parties involved, and you determined we're cutting ties with this motherfucker immediately. That doesn't sound very good. That's not like a, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. That's like a, I don't want to share DMs with you. I promise it was all poggers. Okay.
I also don't know why like people don't just say like this is why we don't want to say anything. Like everybody's like so cagey about it. Like if you want to say like, oh, but we don't want to compromise the information of any of the victims or anything like that, or we don't want to like reveal, you know, so there's in detail, like say that. The fact that I'm just annoyed because I know that like it seems like at this point there might be an inevitability that everything leaks.
Yeah.
But then like all these fucking losers are gonna be like, oh yeah, like I'm so glad this is finally out there. And it's like you could have put this out there. Why didn't you? Like there's no reason.
That is true. Here's the other part that I think is gonna be interesting. Okay, you're saying this. Hey, we're terminating our relationship. Okay. Does he still have equity in your company? Is he still like a 50% owner? So this basically means nothing then.
Well, my guess is going to be that
the answer to that is yes.
No shot. They absolutely took
I'd like to see a statement from these guys coming out saying, hey, Dr. Disrespect currently has no equity or ownership in our company moving forward. He has relinquished all. Because until that, I'll tell you what this is. This is the exact same type of thing any other person would do if it was their company. It's like,
yeah, but they literally said terminating our relationship. I think that implies financial as well, not just like him not being
I guarantee. I'll put money on this. Right now, today, Dr. Disrespect still has equity in that company.
I think it was significantly changed.
I think there was no change in equity. I think he, as a person, probably isn't like involved with them anymore. But you can't just take. You can't like if I'm an equity holder. Think about it like being a stockholder. You can't just take your equity away. Now there are things you can do. Okay.
I'm sure that you can like. I'm sure that you.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, to be clear, you're 1 million.
You're
wrong.
1
You didn't
million
even know what the f- I was going to say. You retarded moron. Okay. What I'm saying is, I'm sure you can have a conversation saying like, "Hey, listen, it would be easier for everybody if we could buy you out." In which case, like, let's just do that and then go our separate ways, rather than like, "Oh, well, obviously we're going to terminate our relationship with you. Oh, you want to fight over the stock? Then fine. Then we're going to go public and it's going to be super fucking messy." The same way that when you like divorce or when something else happens between two people, you don't have like the rights to force your significant other to leave without doing some crazy corporate, but you can ask them like, "Hey, like, listen, this is." Can I like buy out your half of the house and then we're like cool and we go our separate ways? That's entirely possible.
You think that all of that happened in the course of one day? That legal paperwork to buy someone out their equity and terminate? There's no shot.
I don't think you don't have to have the whole process done. You could just start the conversation like, "Hey, listen, obviously like this shit is like we've seen like blah blah blah. Like, can we just like goop out?" And if Doc is like, "Yeah, we can do that. Like, let's do that," then you would you make the announcement now and then
I think there's no way. I think here's what I have to guess would happen. First off, this studio started probably with Doc having an equity percentage, and the idea being like, "Hey, listen, I'll promote the games you do. You guys do all the work. I'll help you raise money." And in exchange for that, I get a percentage of the company, and I don't have to do f*** all. And I think what's happening now is that this company is like, okay, this guy is toxic. We have to say we're cutting our relationship with him immediately, which just means that we're going to be like, we're not associated with him at all. We're removing him from our webpage. We're going to say we don't like this guy anymore. But taking equity away from someone, first off, typically it doesn't work like that with stocks. So let me use an example of Redact, okay? On Redact, let's say there's an underperforming employee and they have a lot of stock in the company. I can't take the stock away from that person, but what I can do is I can issue more stock to people that are performing, right? So if there's 10 people that are kicking ass and one person that's doing nothing, I can go and I can give bonuses to those 10 people, and to the one person that's doing nothing, not give them stock. That's legal to do. That's actually kind of similar. I believe that's the exact situation that happened to what's his face at Facebook.
I understand what you're saying, and in ordinary employment situations, like this is probably possible. But I think when you're working with exceptional individuals or exceptional talent, I think that all of these rules like fall a little bit by the wayside, because like the most important thing is that you're keeping all the parties in a certain arrangement happy and like engaging in good faith. Unless you're super trying to like ask somebody, and even if you're trying to do that, like with talent, it's just usually not the way to go. Like, I agree that maybe by the letter of the law, you could theoretically like have these issues with doing a contract about it and all that. But the reality is that at this level, the reputation and the relationships are so much more important than everything else that nobody's gonna say like, "Oh, okay, well actually, on the letter of XYZ, blah 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 blah, you're not allowed to do this," because at that point you're like, "Okay, well, like so I'll just go down in flames publicly." I think.
All this is fair until I see some solid proof that Doc is divested. I'm going to assume that he's like a 50% owner of this gaming studio. He may not be involved anymore, but he's still a owner. I'd put money on it. I'd put $10,000 on it right now today.
Okay, well, I would bet against you. However, I will say that it would be insanely fucking retarded if that was the case.
It is the case.
But people are also insanely retarded, so it's entirely possible.
It is. I'd put money on it. But that says, anyways, let's continue.
It depends. It just depends on how smart. Because like I think we would all agree on this. If they did do that and that was the case, and somebody else in that company leaked, "Oh, by the way, 51% of this company is still owned by Dr. Disrespect. They could kick him even if they wanted to," and Dr. Disrespect signed off on that statement, that company would go down in flames.
I don't think there's still going to be a CEO in charge of the company, which isn't Doc. Doc, I don't think is going to have a majority of the company. He's going to have a minority. He's an influencer. That's like the type of deal that like Kick might give like early people.
Sure,
like,
but regardless, even if it's like 10, 20, whatever percent.
Yeah.
Like if whatever they have, if that was the arrangement, if that's what they did
I don't know if they can take it away. That's the problem. Think about it. You can't just do that. You know what? I mean, like first
Sure,
off,
but nothing is forcing them to release a statement saying they've cut ties if they haven't.
I'm trying to imagine this. Imagine that I've started a new website. We'll call it smallchat.com. And I'm trying to get you to move over from Kick and YouTube. And I'm like, hey, listen, we're a new startup. If you come over, not only will I pay you this amount of money, I'm going to give you 5% of our company. And you're like, okay, let's do it. Absolutely. And you do it. And then a year later, I find out that you're an active advocate for incest. I can't take your shares away from you. I can say we're cutting ties completely with this person, but you still have that equity in the company because I can't do anything about that. I can't pull it. I can be like, hey, Steve, you want to give your shares back? And you're probably going to tell me to go myself. No, I don't want to. And then all I can do at that point is say, we're cutting ties. I think he still has ownership.
I understand by the letter of like a contract that might be true. But what I'm saying is like, let's say that I found a company with something else or a bunch of people. I've got like 20% equity, and then let's say that comes out that I actually am a prolific N-word user. Okay, all of my logs are Battle of the Net League. I've used the N-word more than every other person on the internet. And then the company is looking at me and they're like, okay, well this is. In that case, I'm probably like, yeah, this is like let's like do a buyout or some bullshit. I'm probably not going to sit there and fight for my 20% because I know that if it goes public, whatever penalty would be in said fucking contract, whatever, like the public disaster fallout is going to be so much worse.
I don't disagree that there's probably a buyout thing happen, but it also depends how much money they have. They might not, imagine they don't have that much money. If that's the case, they're really like, hey, just give up your equity for nothing.
Yeah, it's possible too, but like also this is IP, it's intellectual property. Like let's say they don't have any cash on hand and they don't have any intellectual property, and so they don't have like money, but like then the equity's probably not worth much anyway, right? Like whatever else is capitalized.
It's almost like the equity in it's a rough spot for the game company because it's probably their product probably sucks, and probably the only thing that's valuable to them is the idea that Doc would play the game whenever it gets released, whatever it is.
Well, hold on, to be clear, I remember this is the company that he founded because he wanted to like have his own game made that was gonna be the best battle royale because he complained about all the other games all the time. So I don't think this is unless somebody can make me wrong, this isn't just like a random company that he signed on to. I think that
well, if he founded it, there's no way. I don't believe it, but there's no point arguing additionally about it. Let's keep going down the list because we just don't know. True. Until we get a statement from Midnight Studios indicating clearly that Dr. Disrespect no longer has an equity stake in their company, the only proper assumption is that they absolutely still do. Doc still does. Anyways. Above the, okay, I'm feeling burnt out. Okay, here's a clip.
Shit like this happens over the weekend.
All right, this is 7 minutes long. We're not watching this. Basically, the summary of this is Doc's like, might be time. Hold on. Do your best Doc impression, real quick.
I don't have a good Doc impression at all.
Do your best off the top of your.
Shit like this.
Go ahead. That's your inspiration. Go.
Shit like this, guys. I just don't know what to say. That's all I got. I don't know.
Happens over the weekend. You know what you say, gamers? It's just time to ride off the sunset.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Might be time to go.
What is this, Red Dead Redemption Jew Edition? Go to LSF and play their clips.
All right. Anyways, okay.
Who made this document?
Ex-Twitch employee uses Doc to sell tickets. We've seen this.
I don't think it's a real word, but okay.
Okay, ex-Twitch employee claimed Dr. Disrespect was caught allegedly sexting minors.
Oh, yes, minors.
We never, first off, two things. We on this channel never claimed this word, sexting. Never said that. It said messaging, not sexting. A lot of connotation there. Sexting minors has been using this information to sell tickets to his live shows. He also updated his bio to say, definitely getting sued. What do you think about this? Thinking face. Be it comment out. Definitely getting sued. Kanye.
He's not, by the way.
No, he's not. He's stupid. Okay. I was on Drama Alert, by the way. Well, both those were.
Yeah. When?
Recently. We went a little bit viral there.
When you say we were on Drama Alert, you just mean they covered our content.
Real quick, look how August did Bloomberg here. He capitalized the B in Bloomberg.
Embarrassing, Jesus.
Why do you think he would do that? And why is this on archive.is? Oh, I know why. Paywall. YouTuber Dr. Disrespect was allegedly kicked off Twitch for messaging a minor. And we're not talking about the coal miners here. We're talking about someone under the age of 18. That's right. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9,
Palestinian.
7, 4? No idea. It hasn't been released. We do know that Guy Beam, who is known as Dr. Disrespect, is one of the top video game celebrities on social. I don't think that's true anymore.
He worked with the San Francisco 49ers? Wait a second.
I know a guy in the San Francisco 49ers.
How deep does this go?
Hold up. Do you know who I haven't seen or talked to in a while? A guy that plays for the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Where are those flight logs, by the way, from Epstein?
I heard Seth Rich was holding on to them.
I heard that there was a 49ers player that was on that. That's fine. Anyways, let's keep going. Okay. Doc's statement. Hello, gamers. I gotta do a better Dr. Disrespect. How does he talk? Authoritative. Hello, gamers. I'd like to make I'm adding gamers. That's not actually there.
Okay.
Hello, gamers. I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. Has he said the N-word before?
Yes, say it. Like you would say it.
Doc said it?
Yeah, that's how you can say it right now.
Don't put the camera on me.
It's not.
It is. I see it on Daniel.
It's on me now.
Brenda. Okay. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I. Okay, I think that's correct grammar. Is it I before E after C? Anyways. Ooh, there's not supposed to be a comma and.
Actually, I think it should be me.
Yeah, and me. Correct. It's not and I, it's and me.
I think it's supposed to be after the verb.
There's not supposed to be a comma before and either, right? That's not, you're not supposed to have that.
That depends. That's a stylistic thing.
And we made the painful decision collectively, there's a lot of commas going on here,
Yeah.
to have me step down. Ooh, dude, he still has his equity. Guarantee you he still has his equity. God, bet me money, Steve. Bet me money, Steve.
Step down makes it sound like he still has ownership.
He does.
Step down usually implies
Step down, like I'm no
leaving
longer the
a
CEO.
role versus-
Now I'm just gonna be the passive owner of the company. This motherfucker, I guarantee you.
I wonder what his role even was before, because I don't think he was even
It doesn't matter.
CEO, was he?
Yeah, he's stepping down as nothing to nothing, but he still has his equity. Where's the equity, Doc? You still got it, don't you? Our team is full of incredibly our team? Not anymore. Their team is how it should be, because you stepped down. Or it's still your team. Interesting. Their team, our team, is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families. Are these both families?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And the I should be capitalized here, right? I would. That's what that is, right?
Which contractions of I don't have it capitalized again? Do you remember?
No. So this is I would, and I would never want to jeopardize the culture we have. Oh my god, it's a long statement. Carefully crafted. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Well, you lied. You said you had no idea, right? Doc?
Ooh. Do you think Twitch has any idea to lie about it?
Yeah, was that in the NDA? Hey, Doc, you gotta lie and say you have no idea? This seems new. That's weird. Huh. I wonder if the past Doc was maybe saying something a little bit different than the new Doc. Interesting. Now that two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Ban. Don't laugh.
I didn't laugh.
You did. That's good. You didn't keep it. Okay. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. He loved the minors. Were there real intentions? I wasn't actually gonna, I was just gonna make sure that I was gonna go there. I was gonna be up and be like, hey, you shouldn't actually be sexting with people. Okay, that's bad. That's like the Chris Hansen strat. When they get caught, they're like, oh no, I was just coming here to let them know that sexting on the internet, that's a no-no. You shouldn't do that. That's bad. Anyways.
I don't know.
This is
Maybe
the
there's something I'm
worst
not
thing.
understanding. Yeah, I don't know why he said anything at all. He should have just not said it. Especially, or he should have just continued what he was saying. He was like, oh, like, I can't really say anything, guys. Like, you know, the accusations are fake. Fuck that. And then left. But when he's like, I'm going to tell you what really happened, okay?
I wasn't arrested. Nothing illegal happened. Nobody was dead. I didn't actually fuck a minor. There were no nude pictures traded with anybody. It's been probed. I got paid out my contract, and everybody's still alive. And like, yeah, so I didn't do anything wrong at all. It's like the most, like, why say anything? It just feels like, I don't know.
Realistically speaking, hand to God, if he had said nothing and ignored this Twitch employee, nothing would have happened. He would have been.
I mean, I'm sure people still, especially when people like, but it would have been
nothing.
Yeah, I don't think his situation improves at all with any of the statements he's making.
No, this is autistically bad what he has done here. This is like, you're so concerned that you have gone and you have fucked yourself. If you had said nothing, it would just be some fucking anonymous dipshit that's trying to sell shit. Oh, what would you do? Well, first off, he's guilty, so you know, apparently, because he's saying that he's messaging minors. But what he should have done if he wanted to not fuck himself, I think would be like not respond and be like, guys, I have no idea why I'm getting banned. I'm not responding to random retards that are trying to sell tickets to their show off of this information. This is stupid.
He should just said nothing.
Or nothing. Just kept going and nothing would have happened. He's absolutely destroyed himself because of the fact that he's done this. Anyways, were there real intentions behind these messages? God, that's a bad statement.
Like,
God,
were there real intentions behind these messages?
What were you saying? Oh man, that is so bad.
I also, continue reading because the next line is even worse.
There were casual, mutual conversations, sometimes leaned too much into the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more.
The saying of like it was mutual, that's like every single like, yeah, well the 14-year-old chick, like, I mean, like she was chatting me up too, like we were both into it. It's not like, it's not rape, it's not anything like horrible, like she was into it, like we were both chill. It was mutual. It was mutual the whole time.
I was just planning to f her.
I don't know why he would ever, like all the words that he's chosen. I almost wonder if his account got hacked. All the words that he's chosen are like the worst possible things you could ever possibly say.
There's no way his PR firm approved this, right? That's the question.
I mean, at this point, like, I see so much bad PR in this industry. I mean, even Twitch does retarded shit that it's possible.
Is Doc Disrespect's PR firm? I want to know to never hire this company, ever. We already said this before. This is colossally bad. It must say. Someone let us know who the PR firm is for these people, because this is hilarious. Anyways, these were casual, mutual conversations. Sometimes I read that. Nothing illegal happened. To me, that's like, yeah, you're touching my face.
Hold on. It's not that I'm kicking you, okay?
No,
it's that you're literally like half the way onto my side.
I'm a bigger guy than you are.
Maybe it's because you're slouching so much, okay?
I'm a bigger guy, taller.
You're barely larger, wider maybe. You're absolutely, you're not as tall as you're making it yourself out to be.
Do you want to stand head to head right now?
It's no amount of talling. You're standing.
Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. I got something for you. Here you go, sir. This is for you. No amount of talling will take that L away from you. Okay, take the L.
You better watch your next misspeak.
I do so many of them, they just go by unnoticed. Okay. The doc saying nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. He's like, this is the Chris Hansen strat. It's like, yes, I was talking about her butthole, and yes, I was going to show up, but I didn't. Nothing happened. Oh my God, I never even met the individual.
Like, that makes it sound like what, there were plans to, or you like sexted, or like, it's just such a horrible.
This is bad. No one thought it was this bad until you released this statement. Now I think it's 10 times worse, the fact that you said this. This is unbelievably... All right, anyways. It was resolved, like, and also, is he retarded? He keeps saying, like, hey guys, I got paid. This was resolved in a settlement. Like, are people supposed to be like, oh wow, well, I guess Harvey Weinstein is like legit also. Like, he paid out people, like he was no wrongdoing, right? He was cleared by the courts. Like, this means nothing. Anyways, now with all that said, what is it? Don't get it fucking mistaken. What was the meme thing that someone says? No, don't get fucking...
Hey, Dan.
No, you don't get
you
not
just
for
started
that.
it. Well, you tried to make it like a saying.
No.
You were gonna make it real dramatic, and you're acting like, do you know how?
You don't get
and
to
you
pass
didn't. The
the
thing
L.
was,
No.
you didn't know.
There's no
You
L.
didn't know,
I'm not
so you
taking
said,
it.
you know how we don't know, and you clearly don't
Just
know. So
because
why
I
the
don't
fuck?
know something doesn't mean I take the L. I'm thinking.
Okay, go ahead and think, Dan.
Don't get it twisted. Yeah, you try. You hold on to that L. That L stays with you.
Who said don't get it twisted?
Don't get it twisted.
Who said don't get it twisted? Who was the one that said don't get it twisted? Because it's one of the most famous sayings of all of streamer history.
I'm thinking. Give me a second for
Let
checking.
me help you in on this.
It was
This segment
our
that you
friend.
just did,
It was
this segment you
train
just
wreck.
did,
It was
yeah,
train
I
wreck.
was gonna say this segment was a
It was
train wreck.
train-
Here you go.
it was
Hold
train
on to
wreck.
that for me. Hold on to that
Don't get
element.
it twisted.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take this back. Now, with all that said, don't get it twisted. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social, like a pedophile, a pedophile.
We just call them e-bibs. I call them that now.
Pedophile.
Yeah.
I'm no predator. Doc, what are you doing? Why? Why do this? Okay. Are you kidding me? Question mark. Anyone that truly knows me, the two-timer.
Jesus. That reminds me of like, it was so awkward. And listen, he seemed to cook up. That was like when Mark Schroeder was like, do I really seem like the kind of guy that would do a crypto scam for investors? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to think, what were your felony indictments and your time spent in federal prison for? Oh, exactly that? Wasn't it literally, you seem like exactly the type of guy that would engage in that behavior, actually. If history teaches us anything.
Okay.
Speaking of, I think he actually did it again. I think he got caught f***ing around again. But anyway.
It's on the list of something to talk about. No, we'll have time. We'll have time.
We got all the time in the world.
Okay.
If you enjoyed this, okay, and you want to see us piece together how the doc actually took the fall and what was really going on, you should be on the Patreon at patreon.com/anything-else, and you get the full video instead of the giga-cucked version.
You're missing an hour and a half of content, loser.
At least.
YouTube loser.
And maybe even more. Who knows?
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a fucking pedo. Are you kidding me? Anyone that knows me knows that where I stand on those pedo issues, pedos. That's a different level of disgusting that I can hate even hearing about. Release the logs. The logs. Doc. Release them. Don't be labeling me as a pedo with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here. Miss me with all that bullshit, fam. But I think I've said what I need to say regarding the band.
Wait a second.
I'm ready to be.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yep.
I just had something is not right in my brain.
Yes. Think.
No. Something is not adding up at all here. You know what I just realized? Hold on. Let's just
Tell me.
think about some of the facts, okay?
Let's put them together.
Theoretically,
Hypothetically.
a 17-year-old girl
Best case scenario.
starts DMing the doc, and the conversations get sexual. How is it that no other person in her peer group leaked this? She's 17. She would have told every single fucking friend.
She got paid.
Even if we assume that she did get paid, would there be any amount of money to pay a 17-year-old to not leak to their friends that they were basically sexting the doc? Dr. Disrespect?
I think, yeah, there is. Also, would people believe it even if she did? Is the question.
Would people believe she would literally have logs? She would literally be able to screenshot and show the account?
There's a big difference between hanging out in Rust and Outpost and hearing from someone individually that the doc was texting with minors, and there's a big difference between that versus receiving the chat logs.
No, hold it. No, there's not. If you're a
There's a huge
17-year-old,
difference.
you're just taking screenshots and you're sending their friend. You're probably in a group chat. You're like, oh my god, like I'm trading with the dog, blah, 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 blah. How would there be nobody else that's like a teenager that's also nobody in her friend group that's also talking about like her having a conversation?
What you bring up is an interesting point. I think she got paid, if I had to guess.
But wasn't it supposedly like 3 years between like Twitch banning him and her
I
reporting?
have no idea. Why is the L on my side? I believe the L
Because you tried to bring up, don't get it twisted, and you forgot Trainwreck, who's a mutual friend of ours.
has not appeared on the show, even though he's been
Oh,
invited.
I'm sorry. Did you want to fly him out? Did you want him to come down and be on the show?
He's a billionaire, and I said, would you like to come on? And he said, I can't because of some immigration issues. I did offer, but we do.
Well, this perplexes me. I think there's something completely different happening now behind the scenes that I wasn't aware of.
No, you're just retarded. She got paid.
Okay.
You want to make a bet? The bet?
I feel like you're doing the thing where you've become an adult and you forgot what it's like to be a kid.
I understand, but if you're a kid and your parents are like, hey, listen, dipshit, we just got $500,000. If you say anything, we're going to lose it all. Do not tell your friends. If you tell your friends, I will forget taking away your fucking iPad. I will send you to Idaho, and you will live in a
that's
cornfield.
never happening. Their friends already know. Before that conversation happened, we done. They've already texted like 7 of their closest friends and promised, please don't tell
Yeah,
anybody.
but without proof, it means nothing. They may have said like, hey, I sexted or texted with Doc.
It was a boy, and he was set up. It was a guy that was texting him, receiving the conversation
hold on.
sexual, and then
my
once
God.
he did it, he sent it to Twitch for a fucking payday. That's $100 on that.
I'll take
That's
it.
my
I'll
theory.
take it.
Okay, we're there.
That's a fucking. You think the Doc was sexting with a boy?
Not just a boy, an adult. I think he got set up. He did get Chris Hansen. I think he got set up.
He actually wasn't doing anything. He was actually sexting.
And it fits with everything else. It was probed, there was a settlement, they were paid out. That's why nobody wants to leak it on either side. Twitch doesn't want to leak it because, well, it wasn't even a wrongdoing. Dr. District is whatever, because he was kind of sort of sexy with him. And the other guy doesn't want to leak it because then he's going to lose his payday. And it was like, there's no point. And that was the setup at the very beginning.
Oh my God. Cinema. The whole
Absolute cinema.
Absolute.
Unironically, my mind is at 40% that that's what happened. I just can't imagine. Because, like, not to be weird, but, like, when girls message me that are young, 18 and older always, but I've seen, like, probably, like, half the chicks that DM me on Instagram, when I DM them back, they literally post it on their stories immediately. Like, oh, like, that's what you responded to me, oh, blah, blah, blah. There's no way that somebody's trying to Dr. District. I know she's in a group chat. I know that she's got friends. And I know that she would have told other people, especially, no offense, a fucking 17-year-old retard is instantly telling every person they know. Absolutely.
So the Doc, to be clear, the allegations here now are that the Doc was sexting with a 40-year-old. That's basically sexting with us. We were like,
It was me.
it was.
It's the end of Iron Man.
Yeah.
I am the 17-year-old minor. Boom,
Yeah.
and then credits.
Yeah. Credits roll.
Cinema! Actual. That's what this is. I have the logs with me and Doc on this fucking thumb drive.
That is.
God, that would have been.
He was like, oh yeah, Doc, let me see that big straw. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I don't want to read the rest of this because it's sad and pathetic. Okay.
Wait, no. Well, let's just read through it real quick.
All right. Hold on. He can. Bloomberg.
No, go back to the tweet. I just want to see. Let's see the rest of it real quick.
All right. At the bottom. To my team community.
Wait, scroll up real quick. What was the end of this? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Okay. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. Okay?
Yeah.
That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry... Oh, and like Dan said, well, that means that he did lie about it because he literally said, oh, I don't know why I was banned. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of these made you... if any of this made you...
False. DGG would fucking shit on Dr. Disrespect's community.
True.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not even close.
That won't even. Hold on. To be clear, if DGG went to